So I grew up in Boise, Idaho. My dad was a coach. I was the daughter of two teachers, so we really didn't have a ton of money. So our going out on Friday night, every night we would go have pizza at Shakey's Pizza Parlor, and then we would go to whatever sporting event was on at the high school that my dad worked at. So I grew up watching wrestling, track, all kinds of sports, and I settled on all of them myself, but one of them kind of stuck, and that was gymnastics. And I became a pretty competitive gymnast, competed at the national level, and then went on to earn a full ride scholarship at Oregon State to do gymnastics. So I was there, and it was probably in those young years of training that I first got interested in nutrition, because let's face it, gymnastics is a very aesthetic sport. It's a very at that time, even more than now, a very weight conscious sport. So I grew up probably from the age of 10 or 12, weighing in periodically. Like, we never knew when it was going to happen. And even in college, it was more, we knew when it was going to happen. We weighed in every Monday, we weighed out every Friday. And I think back on that, and I think, wow, I cannot believe that I did that, and it really, I, like a lot of athletes in those kind of situations, it really made me very uber weight conscious, and probably resulted in me having a less than perfect relationship with food growing up. And so I knew that was important to me. And so I'm probably one of the few people that chose a major the first day of college and stuck with it for 4 years. I mean, who does that, right? So, so I went to Oregon State. I was a gymnast. I studied dietetics, studied there for 4 years, went on to St. Louis, Missouri, where I did my dietetic internship at a big hospital called Barnes Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. And then
That's my maiden name, Kristin, Barnes. Maybe I'm
related.
Oh, it is? To the founder.
Okay. Yeah. So I was there, and then when I got done, I moved back home to Boise when I was done with my internship, and I got my first job as a hospital dietitian. And I worked in hospital dietetics for 10 years before I met and married my husband, who flew for the Air Force. And we started this sort of 15-year journey together of being this Air Force family. And we moved to Alaska and Virginia and back to Idaho and down to Arizona. And so during that time, we then added to our gang of Charlie and I, and we became Charlie, me and the boys, or Charlie, the boys and me. And so we had 3 boys in just under 5 years. And we decided really after the first one that I wanted to primarily be mom. And so I worked part-time for a few years, and then went back to, and then when we moved to Alaska, I decided that I was going to stay home and be with the kids while Charlie, that was right after we actually arrived in Alaska on 9/11. And that was kind of a crazy day, because we were in Canada that morning, and then we were driving up with these 2 little boys. One was 2, one was 9 months, and we were afraid the borders were it was crazy. You can just imagine how crazy that was. But it really turned our lives around, because after 9/11, we got to Alaska, and this was the first time that I'd ever really been out of Boise with the kids. And Charlie got deployed within 30 days of us being there. So I knew no one. I was up in the middle of nowhere, literally. And he was gone. And so I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. I did that for about 15 years, and I loved it. And I'm so grateful I had that opportunity. But probably like a lot of you, there came a time when I started feeling like I was missing something, and I was losing a part of me. I had been this dietitian for 10 years. People looked up to me, and now the only dietetics work that I did was when I turned my head to the back seat and yelled, like, nuggets or burgers, everybody. And so it was really, really hard. And so I was kind of looking for what my next chapter was going to be. And at the same time, my husband came home the day before Thanksgiving, and told us that his next assignment was going to be in Kuwait, that we weren't going to be able to go with him, and it was going to be for a year and a half. And we had one that was getting ready to go off to college. We had one that was going to be a senior in high school, and we had one that was going to be a freshman in high school, something like that, maybe 8th grade. But we decided at that point that it was time to, to separate from the military. And, that was a crazy thing. That was the only life that really either of us had known as a married couple. And it happened fast. Within 2 weeks, we were out in the military. And within a month after that, I decided to start my own business. Not so much because we were like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do for money? But because I just decided, like, now's the time. If we're going to do this, let's just do it all. And, I started my business, Daily Dose Fitness and Nutrition. And I just haven't looked back. It's been 3.5 years now. I kind of started I found Juice Plus kind of about the same time. And so I sort of merged my two desires to revitalize my nutrition career, which I knew I did not want to be in a hospital. I wanted to work with well people. I wanted to help people be well, not just put a Band-Aid on them not being well. And so I knew that this was the route I wanted to go. And I just feel so fortunate that I ran into Juice Plus along the way, because it's been such a great complement to my food and nutrition business. At the same time, I went back we were living on a base when we found out we were going to be forced to retire. And I, at that time I decided I wanted to be a personal trainer, and I was training the ladies in our neighborhood. There was 3 or 4 of us that every morning at 5:30 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we would meet in one of the driveways, and we would do what we called the driveway workout. And we brought our own weights and our own mats, and I would write the workout out as the personal trainer to be. And we would all do my workout, and we'd meet for 30 minutes. And so, it was sort of like this, how life is. It all just, you never know why, how or why or what's happening. But in the end, like, it all seems to make sense. And it sort of all came together at the right time.
Yeah. I mean, wow, meant to be. I mean, the fact that you started to open up your business, and then you met Donna, who showed you what the Juice Plus company was about. And I can relate to you so much, because I was a busy corporate woman 16 years ago, and raising 3 boys under the age of 7, and constantly with the Sunday blues. I traveled a lot. I had a wonderful nanny, but they were being raised by the nanny and eating a lot at McDonald's. So I had a ton of mom guilt. And I met someone too that just at the right time, when I was done and ready to come home and start to create something for myself, because I also wanted my thing. My husband, successful, I didn't have to work. But I think that it's important for women to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and have that independence and be able, and for me, I just really wanted to be able to contribute. And so I found what was calling me all along, which is nutrition. If I could do it all over again, I would probably do what you did, Kristin. I was in high tech sales, which was fun because it was during the rise of the cellular phone industry. So it was a fun time, but not fulfilling me, personally. So it's been amazing to be able to help so many people with their health. So as a registered dietitian, I know that your primary goal is to help people understand their relationship with food and to teach them how to eat, more plants and incorporate that into a healthy lifestyle. And so I wanted to ask you, what made you decide to offer a way that people could bridge the gap between what they're eating and what they're not?
As far as going to becoming with the Juice Plus company, so I've been a registered dietitian for 30 years, and 30 years ago, people were not eating enough fruits and vegetables. And when I saw this product, I don't want you guys to think that it made sense to me. Well, I don't want you to think that I thought it was a great product right off the bat, because honestly, it took me 2 years to even try it, right? It's kind of like I got worn down, like, all right, here's my credit card already.
I remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't a quick process, but in the back of my head, something did kind of make sense to me. Like, what if they really could put fruits and vegetables and preserve that nutrition and put them in? Because listen, I've been a dietitian for 30 years, and 30 years later, we are still not getting people to eat enough fruits and vegetables. We need 7 to 13 servings every single day. And today, on Tuesday, September 15th, 75% of people, of Americans, will not eat one piece of fruit today. And 90% will not get the recommended servings of vegetables they're supposed to have today. So we still have this huge gap, and we have learned so much about fruits and vegetables and how they help the gut, how they help the immune system, how they help skin, and how they help. I mean, we knew they kind of help the heart, right? But now we're learning that they help the brain, they help with depression. I mean, fruits and vegetables are the key to everything, and nobody is getting enough. And so that, I eventually attended a doctor's talk for the Juice Plus company, and that is really what sealed it for me. It's like, I got to at least try this. And then, I tried it, and then within a year, I had such amazing health benefits that I couldn't not share it, because it worked. It worked. I really didn't believe it would work, but it worked. And then I'm like, now what do I do? I got to share this stuff. So
what did you experience, Kristin? What were the health benefits that you experienced?
Well, if anyone would ask me, I've been taking the product for over 5 years now. And if anyone would ask me if I thought I was healthy 5 years ago, I would have said, hell yeah, I'm healthy. I was doing triathlons. I was riding my bike 100 miles a week. I ate fruits and vegetables, but here's the thing, on the inside, there was a lot of symptoms that I was having that I was just kind of chalking up to, normal for age. I all of a sudden had to start using 3 allergy medications every day: eye drops, nose spray, and a pill every day. I had this chronic back and hip pain that I just chalked up to my years of gymnastics. I had, the big thing is an autoimmune condition that I had since I was 6 years old. And had never been under good control. I just thought, I've had it since I was 6. It's never going to get better. This is just the cards I was dealt, right? And I just sort of chalked all this stuff up to, being close to 50 years old. And I sort of, I took this stuff, and after a few months, I noticed like my energy was a little bit better. And I purposely did not change my diet that whole first year that I took Juice Plus, because I knew as a dietitian that if I changed my diet and took these pills and things changed, I wouldn't know what it was, So I just kept on eating. I was still eating my Doritos and Oreos and whatever, and Diet Coke.
I can't believe you ate that.
I know. I was raising 3 boys, so
I can relate.
Anyway, so I did keep eating the way I was eating, and at the end of a year, my autoimmune condition, which I had never been able to get off medication ever. I am still using some medication, but the medication that I used to use in 1 month now lasts 10 months. So that was like a huge change. Now that took almost a year for me to really realize, like, I think things were slowly healing, but it's sort of like I have psoriasis, and I would get these like fissures on my fingers, and it's like you don't notice, and they're so painful. They feel like they crack all the way down to the bone, and you can't move your hands, and every time you turn on the water, you just cringe, and you don't notice when they heal. You don't notice that stuff. So it took me a while to really realize, I don't need medication today, or today, or today, or today, or today. And you go 2 weeks, you haven't used medication that you have used medication every single day for 43 years. And you don't realize that you're now like not needing it for weeks at a time. The allergy medication that I had been sort of resigned to taking, I don't need anymore. Every now and then I'll have a day where I'm like sneezy or whatever, and I think I have about 3 to 5 days a year that I'm like, I call uncle and take a Zyrtec or something, but for the most part, not every day. And I haven't used nose or eye drops in years. The back and hip pain went away. I just couldn't deny that those things had to be, I was getting more plant matter into my body for whatever reason. I have a lot of inflammation in my body. That's why I have an autoimmune disease. They're all rooted in inflammation. And I just could not, even though I was eating fruits and vegetables, I just couldn't get enough. I couldn't get enough to really take care of that inflammation. And I just feel so thankful that I found something that would bridge that gap between what I was eating and what I should have, what I needed. I don't even know if should have, but needed to be eating, right? And so it just made a huge difference for me. And for then, you know, after that, even as a dietitian, you can't not feel like, man, if we could just get more people to eat more fruits and vegetables. It's my starting point for everyone. How many fruits and vegetables are you eating? It's the root cause of like everything that goes wrong in your body pretty much. And it is not age. I'm 53 now, and I feel better today than I did when I was 48, you know, when I feel probably as good as I did in my 20s, to be really honest.
You still look 20. I mean, you don't look your age at all.
Well,
My
yeah.
birthday's this week. My birthday, I'll be 52. So you're a little older than me.
Okay,
You
yeah.
still look
So
younger.
yeah, you're trying to catch up to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel great though too. And you know, I've been doing a lot of studying about gut health. And gut health is so critical, and there's more and more research coming out about how it's directly tied to your immune system. And when your gut health, all your microbiota, there's all this bacteria, good and bad, that function in the ways they are designed to function in the right balance. And the problem is we need to eat the plant matter, the plant food, to feed the bacteria so that they're in the right balance and that they're doing their jobs. And because we have this sad diet in America, standard American diet, that doesn't include a lot of plants, people's microbiota, their bacteria that's supposed to be functioning, you know, for their health is not, and it's wreaking havoc and then creating this inflammation. And like Kristin said, inflammation is at the root of most diseases. So you know, it's very important, and it's really exciting to me when people of, you know, with your expertise, your background, your education, that you are going out to the world with this message, because, you know, you've got a lot of credibility and you've got a lot of experience for 30 years trying to help people, which you do so well, eat a healthier diet. But we live in America, we're stressed, we're busy, it's just so hard. So the reality is that we have to find a way to bridge the gap. So it's just such a blessing that you're on this mission to inspire healthy living with us. And I so appreciate you. It's called nutritional fitness, right?
Add to the microbiome is so important. We're learning so much about that every day, but man, those fruits and vegetables, they are the key to weight management as well. I mean, they really are what allows, so when the fruits and vegetables are what allows the liver to do its job, which is detox. When the liver can detox the body, then there's not as much need for fat to stay around in the body, because toxins get held up in the liver. They're fat soluble. And so if we get rid of those toxins, which we need fruits and vegetables to do, you have to convert fat soluble toxins into a water soluble form so that they can leave the body. And unless you are putting a lot of fruits and vegetables in there, the liver is there to detox, but it doesn't have the right ingredients to detox. And I say it's like trying to make chocolate chip cookies without chocolate chips. Right?
Oh, yeah. I've heard you. I love that analogy.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you can't do it. You can make, you know, like a pseudo kind of chocolate chip cookie, but if you don't got chocolate chips, you ain't going to make the chocolate chip cookies. You know, it's just not going to happen. And that's what happens when our body tries to detox without the right nutrition. So what happens is those toxins end up sitting around in the fat, luckily sitting around in the fat, because the alternative would be just running rogue in the body and hitting tissues and organs and all kinds of things and wreaking havoc all over the body. But they hang out in the fat, and they wait for the liver to get the right nutrition to get those things out of there. And the more toxins you have in there, the more your body wants to hold on to fat to protect your tissues and organs. So
and, you know, everyone's familiar with the term physical fitness, and we see a beautiful specimen of a body of someone who's physically fit, but they're not always nutritionally fit. And what you're talking about is really making sure that your body's nutritionally fit, because exercise, as Kristin teaches us, I mean, this woman is so consistent. I mean, you literally have to join Daily Dose of Fitness and Nutrition on Facebook, because you will have a free workout every single day. She's been doing this as long as I've known her, every day. I think maybe when you had some conflict you couldn't avoid, maybe you put a video in, but typically 99% of them are live. And
Yeah.
but you know, you can't out exercise a poor diet. And
Right.
and so it's really important to have both, and to really focus on improving the lifestyle, and most, you know, getting more plants in your body. So tell us about the Daily Dose slim down program that you have, that you offer.
Yeah, so Daily Dose Slim Down is a 10-day program that I just created. It's well, first of all, I really didn't want to get into weight loss, because when we think of weight loss, we think of a diet, and when we think of diet, when we think of going on a diet, we think of, when are we going off the diet, right? When are we done? When's it over? And so I like to say, you know, we start trying to lose the same weight over and over and over, because we lose it, we gain it, we lose it, we gain it. And
such a good point.
It's just so exhausting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to, but here's the thing that I do know, that right now 70% of Americans are overweight or obese, and by the year 2030, it's expected that 80 or more percent of the people are going to be overweight or obese. You just, I feel like I have the education and the knowledge and the skills to do something. I have to do something. So I came up with this 10-day program that is sort of formulated in 10 lessons, and it's all done in a Facebook group, just like a lot of things are now, right? And it's set up into units where you do one lesson a day for 10 days. And really, rather, it's a little unconventional than a diet, because I'm not going to give you a meal plan. I tell people that the very first day. We are going to talk about calories, and we're going to talk about all that stuff, but I'm not going to give you a meal plan. I'm not going to weigh you or have you. I think I have everyone just weigh themselves on the first day, so that they kind of know where they're, I mean, you know, knowledge is power, right? So sometimes you have to face the just, what is the number? It doesn't matter to me. I don't ever ask you what it is. I'm not going to give you a meal plan and tell you got to eat this much. You got to eat fruits before noon and no night. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what foods you can and can't eat. It's nothing like that. It's what I am going to tell you is, I'm going to go back to this innate idea that we all have the ability to eat when we're hungry and stop when we're full, and regulate our calorie intake naturally. We all have that. So what happens is, we're 2 years old, and we, you know, we have this ability to eat when we're hungry and stop when we're full. And then we're 2 years old, and babies do it really good. You know, they wake up in the middle of the night, they're hungry, you feed them, put them back to bed. You know, they don't know. They just cry when they're hungry. Well, they cry for everything, you know how it goes. But then when they get to be about 2, they fall and they scrape their knee, and we tend to scoop them up and say, you know, oh my gosh, your knee's bleeding or whatever. And we kind of react, and then we say, let's go have cookies. That'll make it feel better. You know, here's a cookie. And we've all done it. I've done it. You know, I'm not pointing any fingers or anything, but it tends to be what we do. And then, you know, our daughter, which Caprice doesn't have any, but, you know, I have nieces. So our daughters,
I don't have any yet.
or our sons or whatever, they have a big breakup with their boyfriend or girlfriend at 16, and you know, we want to take them out to ice cream and make them feel better. Let's just go binge eat. And so we teach people very young that food is more than just food. Food is more than just nourishing a body. It is emotional support. And I'm not saying that's all bad, because I mean, how many of us, if I say Thanksgiving, like, what's the first thing you think of? Is it like turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and cranberry sauce, and then you start, and then we all sit around a big table and we're all having fun and sort of centered around food, right? I mean, that's good. We want those things. I want those things for people. I just don't want people to be so have such a poor relationship with food that they've totally lost their ability to be able to say, am I hungry? Am I full? Should I be eating? And so I take these 10 days to really teach some of those foundational strategies that we were all born with, but we lost our way a little bit. And, it doesn't help either and I know it's well-meaning parents that do this, and I see it all the time. And I sometimes have to just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. But when I see parents say, you have to eat what's on your plate before you can have dessert, it drives me crazy, because I think, oh my gosh, we're just teaching people that, okay, you have to eat what you don't want to get something that you really want. And I know that we worry about nutritional value and everything like that, but we are setting people up for food issues later on, because we're treating this dessert as so good that you have to eat all this bad stuff. We start labeling foods as good and bad. And I like to just get away from that and just say, food is food. Food nourishes you. I'm not going to treat a piece of cake any different than I'm going to treat a salad. Okay. It's all going to be food.
I did
and
it
we're going to start from that. We're going to start from there. So it's a little bit different. And I do get into, where I do, a lot of this is called intuitive eating. And I do stray a little bit from it, because I really do feel that food can be medicine too. And we've become such an unhealthy nation that I feel that just getting people to lose weight without making them healthier would be like a disservice, because we have so much health problems going on right now, and our immune systems are so damaged right now, that I feel like I have to also teach what is healthy eating. What does healthy eating look like? So, is it okay just because you feel like, okay, so all food's equal, so I'm just going to eat donuts all day long? Well, it's not really like that. We need to go back and learn or relearn how to like some of those, like all food. We need to learn how to and how not to have any food consume us or make us feel guilty or make us feel shame. Food is just food. So that's really kind of, and when people can get a handle on that, they can manage their weight without a diet, without having to count calories, without having to do a lot of extra stuff. So that is kind of the foundation of the 10-day slim down.
That's great. For those of you who have popped in with us, Kristin Finley is one of my team members within my health and wellness business, and we're with the Juice Plus company, and she's a registered dietitian, a fitness trainer, and she has a company called Daily Dose Fitness and Nutrition. So she's been imparting just amazing gems of wisdom related to nutrition and overall health. And so Kristin, I want to ask you one or two more questions. So we have a program, a lot of people hear me talking about the Shred 10, and I know that the people in your community hear that too. And we co-lead this Shred 10 community, which is another 10-day program that is free. It just requires that you are flooding your body with nutrition using the Juice Plus whole food concentrates, which are basically plant powders and capsules or chewables, shakes and bars. And that program is also run in a Facebook community. And how would you explain the difference? Like, what if someone's in the Shred, what would inspire them to also do the 10-day slim down?
Yeah. So, the Shred, the 10 days, we call it 10 days to a healthier you in our community, but we also refer to it as the Shred 10. A little different than my slim down program in that we don't really focus on weight at all. We don't address any of these. We don't really address some of the psychological issues behind eating, because that really is something that I think is something more like, that's more nutrition counseling. So we're giving general guidelines for good living in the Shred group. It's 10, is it 10 guidelines, Caprice? I don't know.
I don't know if there's a number.
So
it's probably around that.
So we're basically trying to get people to maybe incorporate habits that we know promote good health. And the way I look at it is, I used to look at it as like, when these 10 days come, we got to be hardcore and really come in and try to do all of these guidelines. But now I've kind of changed my view on it. And I say, it's more like trying on clothes. at a store, right? So we're going to try these guidelines on, like one of them is giving up gluten, giving up dairy, giving up caffeine, giving up alcohol. We're going to try these on like we're going to try on new clothes. Some of them are going to fit perfect, and we're going to be like, that's my guideline, I can do that. Some of them are going to fit not so well. And there's my homeschooler in the background.
How cute. Just
Some of
plop
them,
down back there behind
yeah,
mom's,
exactly.
live.
Some of them are going to fit not as well, right? And some of them we're going to take back to the store. They're not even going to leave the store. Some of them we're going to take home and maybe try them on, maybe even cut the tag off, and then take it back a few days later, whatever. But I look at these guidelines as more toward things to really try. Now, in my weight loss group, I don't really get into the guidelines so much. We maybe have one class where we talk about these are some things that you might do, but we're looking in the slim down class, we're really looking more at like trying to get in tune with your body and figure out where your hunger cycles, how your hunger is running. Think about what foods are going to nourish you. Think about some of the other things, more the mindset behind weight loss, whereas the shred guidelines are more like concrete guidelines of, here, follow this for 10 days. And if you do, you're going to feel great, which most people do.
Mm-hmm. Even if they're not perfect, what we like to say in the shred group, 10 days to a healthier you, progress, not necessarily perfection. If you end up ending at perfection after several shreds, because you can jump in every single month, then you will get closer to perfection and a shred lifestyle. But if you try one thing each time and you get better and it's causing you to make better choices, then great. And the shred isn't a weight loss program. It's a program to help people adopt healthy lifestyle habits and to receive constant encouragement. So, sometimes
compliments to each other.
They really are.
Because I really do encourage health in the slim down, because I say slimming down without getting healthy doesn't make sense. Like it just, I can't teach one without the other. But I don't go into so much of the healthy guidelines as much as in the slim down program as I do in the, so both of them are really what we're, where the sweet spot is really is kind of somewhere in the middle.
Because with the shred, I mean, I'm not a registered dietitian, so I think it's really cool that people that join the shred, that I've invited to join the shred, and who are flooding their body with the Juice Plus nutrition to complement a healthier lifestyle that they're learning and being encouraged towards in that group. I love if they do have greater weight loss goals, that you're, my go-to. Like, here's Kristin. She's a registered dietitian. She's a fitness professional. She can help you switch your mindset so that you can ditch the diets and maintain a weight that you like, and that's healthier for you for life. So, so I love what you've done, and it's so affordable too.
Yeah. Yeah. So the 10 days to a healthier you, the shred program is just, it's a free community with value every single day. That, I mean, the only thing that you do is you become a customer, and you put plant powders in your body every day. So yeah, you're paying for plant powders, but I mean, that's kind of an investment in your health. So it really is, other than that, you're getting all this free value. The 10-day slim down is a $50 for 10 days with a registered dietitian. And actually this class, I've added another registered dietitian that's going to come in and teach it with me. Her name is Kristin also. And so we're super excited, you get 2 dietitians for $50 for 10 days. And we laugh because we're like, we charge more than that for 1 hour of one-on-one nutrition counseling. But what our goal is with this class or this course is really just to give people a foundation. It's probably not going to be like the end all be all. Like, you need to take it somewhere else after that, whether it's free resources or going into a shred after that, or whatever you do. But $50 for 10 days is going to, I mean, our goal is to charge a little, and over deliver on the value.
And you do. I did it. And I mean, you're like this little angel on my shoulder all the time. I think, oh, Kristin said to, pay attention to my hunger cues. And, just like, you're like, okay, and I'm like, I better stop eating, Kristin. You're like this little voice in my head after that, because I learned so many things.
On my head.
Yeah. So we have about 10 minutes. So,
okay.
Can you give us a little coaching moment?
Well, if I was gonna tell people, where to start, I would say, just start. You got to take a step. If things aren't going, if it's not working how you want it to work, and this isn't even just for diet, this is for anything. You just got to take a step. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to be able to solve anything. You don't have to be able to fix anything. You just got to take a step in the right direction. That's it. Take the step. It's scary. It's scary to take the step. It's scary to think of failure, that you might not be able to take the step successfully, and you just got to get over that, and you got to take a step. That would be my one really coaching moment. Just tiptoe if you have to, but take a step. Second thing I would say, and I've said this before, I mean, we know how much fruits and vegetables are really the missing link in our American diet. And if I could encourage anyone to make one change in their diet, it would be to eat more fruits and vegetables. Figure it out. Figure out, do I need to go to the grocery store every day on the way home from work? Figure out a plan, not just say, I'm going to put more fruits and vegetables in my diet. How are you going to carry that out? I'm going to make a soup once a week that has 5 vegetables in it. I'm going to make salad in a jar. If you don't know what a salad in a jar is, ask Caprice. She'll have you over to her house to make them. Yeah. I'm going to make salad in a jars. I'm going to make a big salad. I'm going to roast a pan of vegetables every Sunday. Make a plan to get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. And, a good rule of thumb to think about is half of my plate at every meal and snack a fruit or vegetable? And if it is, you're on the right track. And if it's not, I tell people, put plant powders in your body. I mean, it's really, we can either pay to be sick, or we can pay to be healthy. And I choose, and Caprice chooses, and I'm sure a lot of you choose, like, I would rather make the investment up front, pay a little more to really be healthy, because if you don't, you will be paying to be sick down the road. And when you're sick and when you're not healthy, you just can't, your dreams are squashed. The only dream you can have when you're unhealthy is to be healthy.
Wow.
And that's just not how, I want to go out of this world like, knowing that I want to live well long, however it is. And then hopefully one day I just close my eyes and the end is the end. That would be ideal.
Me too.
For all of us. So I think, if I could leave you with any wisdom, those would be the 2 things. Take a step. Doesn't matter what it is. And it doesn't, I'm not even referring to just nutrition. Like, Caprice and I started this business. We ask people all the time, hey, if this makes sense to you, come join us. Make a step. Just take a step. You don't have to have all the answers.
Right. You said that so eloquently. It's a lot nicer than pay now or pay later. Bottom line. I love to support entrepreneurial women. We're here today in the HeartLink Network community sharing this because I truly do care about all of you in this community. And I for the last, 25 years, I've seen entrepreneurs who pour everything they have into building their wealth business, whatever their job is that they want to make a success. And, they're really sacrificing, a lot of people really sacrifice their health because they're getting sleepless nights, they're overstressed, overworked, not taking the time to eat properly, lacking hydration, no time to exercise. So, they're doing a great job, putting all their time and money and investment and consistency into their business working to make it successful. But what typically happens in America, this is why we see so many people once they're retired with their pill boxes full of medication, is because the health's been neglected all of those years, and they should be sailing into the sunset with their retirement and the fortune that they worked so hard for. Instead, they're spending all their hard-earned money trying to regain their health and not being able to really enjoy the rest of their life with vitality and energy. And so it's really a passion of mine to help entrepreneurs treat their personal wellness like a business that you want to be successful as well. And if you work both of those in parallel, then you will be able to enjoy your retirement and that fortune that you built, over your lifetime, because you also have your health business that was successful, your personal health. So,
I've seen people die the week after they retire. You see that? And, come on, we all want to be out there on the pickleball court.
I'll be out there with you. We'll come visit Arizona.
Or whatever it is. That's what I was telling my friends the other day is I was telling them, hey, your order's going to reship. And we started joking with him. She said, thanks for always keeping up with us. And I said, man, I'm just trying to make sure I have company at the Jimmy Buffett retirement home. We're going to be Margaritaville retired.
Yeah.
So
we'll really deserve that margarita. So I want to let everyone know and remind you that we'd love to hear what you think about this. What did you learn anything from it, or did you already know all of this? Let us know below, and you will be entered into a drawing. And Kristin, what's the prize drawing?
So I'm going to put someone in my 10-day slim down program, which starts Monday, the 21st, in for free. So so it's a $50 value.
Well, and it's way more than a $50 value, but that's just what she's charging, which is so inexpensive. Sticker price. Right, yeah. Sticker price. And so, and we will draw 2 people, because we don't want to assume that the first person we draw wants to be in a slim down program. So we'll have a backup, and you'll have until Friday at midnight to let us know your thoughts. And it could be a question, it could be a key learning, but we love to hear from you so that we know what we're doing here in this time we're spending with you is valuable. So thanks so much for offering that, Kristin. That's huge. And where can they find you? And we'll make sure we put them your link in the comments.
So my Facebook account is Kristin Finley, and my page, I have a page on Facebook, a business page, is Daily Dose Fitness and Nutrition LLC. So
great. And that's where you can find her daily workouts.
Right.
Then in our healthy experience community with the Juice Plus company, we have an amazing group filled with people that are our customers, that are our just friends who want to be encouraged to a healthier lifestyle. It's completely free, and you can find that by going to Live Healthy, Be Happy on Facebook, and you'll find Kristin and I in there as well. And so we love to provide support in the way of healthy education. There's a lot of it in there. We actually have a shred version happening in that group too. And then there's also a private group if you want to be in a more private, exclusive group when you're doing the Shred 10. So, and that's the 10 days to healthier living that Kristin was talking about. But you have to actually be using the nutritional products from Juice Plus to be in that private group. So Live Healthy, Be Happy, or Daily Dose Fitness and Nutrition LLC. Those are the 2 free groups that I suggest that you join, and you will get a lot of value out of those, I promise. And Kristin, any parting words?
No, I appreciate you having me. I appreciate this community. So thank you very much for everyone that hopped on, and come check me out.
Great. And I'll close by saying that, well, first of all, Kristin mentioned earlier some of the things that convinced her that she wanted to bridge the gap between what she was eating, what she wasn't. Even though she was very healthy and she thought that she was in tip-top nutritional fitness, she realized that plant nutrition was helping her get healthier after she added the Juice Plus products. So what she stated was specific to her. So when people get plant-based nutrition in them, what happens, improvements you experience are going to be dependent on you. What are your deficiencies? Where do you need to get healthier? You might experience something different. It's not the same for everybody, but one of the key things she mentioned is reduced inflammation. And one of the things I love about the Juice Plus products is the independent gold standard research that's been done in human beings, not rats or mice, but humans, and the most prestigious research institutions in the world. And some of the key learnings from those research studies are your inflammation is improved or reduced. Cardiovascular health is improved. Immune system, there's several studies on the immune system functions more optimally when you're getting all that plant-based nutrition, and so much more related to skin health, gum health, DNA repair, cell repair, athletic performance. So it's those are the things, not the testimonials really, but those are the things that showed up in all the research, almost 40 studies around the world, proving that when you put Juice Plus plant powders in your body, you will experience health improvements. And some of you may not. If you're super healthy, you're just going to know that your organs and your body's functioning better on the inside, and your immune system's functioning better to do its job to defend you, and that's amazing too. So in closing, Kristin had said about what is her recommendation, her coaching is take a step, a single step. So, what's your next step? For starters, you can get into those two groups, the Daily Dose of Fitness and Nutrition LLC that's run solely by Kristin Finley, or the Live Healthy, Be Happy, that is a group that's co-led by myself, Kristin, and a whole community of health professionals. You could do that and just start utilizing that, and that will help to up-level your awareness and your desire to adopt a healthier lifestyle. Or, is it simply the step of adding more plant-based nutrition into your life with Juice Plus plant powders that are in capsules, chewables, shake, and bar form? We even sell an aeroponic garden if you want to grow the freshest, finest produce on your back patio and not have to spend a lot of money at the farmer's market. Although I know that's a fun experience, so it can't totally be replaced. Or you might be ready to reach out to Kristin because you want to take it to that next level where weight loss is really important to you, and you really want to start shifting your mindset so that you can ditch the diets and stop yo-yoing. And that's what she's so good at. So reach out to either of us. Let us know your thoughts below. Kristin, you're just amazing. I'm just so privileged to know you and just blessed to have you in my life and on my team.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yep. And we'll be in here this weekend to pick the prize drawing winner for the Slim Down program that one winner is going to get to be part of starting on Monday. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much, Kristin. Bye.